exciting. What we saw, and we are only one day in Cyprus, there is potential. That's something that we understood after a few hours. So when it's typical, the southern part of Europe, you see the technical football, the way that children are mastering a ball, that's present. Tonight after the match, I think if Nicosia, Omonoianews can put structure in the whole development, I think they can do the same what we did in Belgium. Because 40 years ago we were also having big problems, and we had to decide to go on with the traditional things or to change a number of things.
Okay.
And it took some time because changing traditions is not a simple matter. But step by step, we could convince a number of the decision makers to do it in a different way. And I think everybody sees today what's happening with the Belgian national team. We have a lot of talent. Yeah, a lot of talent. But I think you can do the same with Cyprus. There is a big misunderstanding that many people think it goes all about having a lot of people living in a country. You have to be sure that there are 20, 40, 60 million. Oh no, because there is evidence, there is scientific evidence that tells you that it has got nothing to do with the number of people. It's simply the quality of what you are organizing. And I fully believe that if we can have an influence on Cyprus, and through the programs we develop, actually based on brain-centered learning, I fully believe it is possible to change a lot in football here.
Okay. In Cyprus, the biggest problem we've got in Cyprus is that teams rarely trust their academies. They would rather buy players rather than develop them. Do you feel it's firstly a mentality problem, or is it lack of talent in Cyprus?
No, I don't think it's not immediately a mentality, and certainly not a problem of not having the talent. It is a matter of look, if you change continuously your players, that is the easiest way to change football. Because if it's going bad, you buy new players, and for a short time, in a short term, you think we have a solution. But there's another thing in the background. I also have worked for ECA, the European Club Association, and there was a report on what the academies in Europe are doing. Now, one of the things we understood is if you build it up, you can create a number of players that have a very big value in the market, and then actually you're creating money in your club. This is what, for instance, in Belgium, when I set up the programs in one of the academies of the federation, after some time they understood how is it possible that in 10 years, with about 130 players, a coach can deliver 30 professional players at the highest level. So I'm not a wizard. The only thing I changed was I understood that if you know how the brain is functioning, you can have an influence on the development.
Okay.
But next to that, in the second step, my colleague who was next to me for 5 years, he implemented the same programs in Anderlecht. And what did happen today? Anderlecht, I don't think that the difference between Belgium and Cyprus is very big. Anderlecht at first didn't believe it was possible to bring a number of young players to a level that they really could go to the highest competition in Europe. Today, what's happening? Anderlecht is considered to be one of the best academies in the world, and if you start checking the number of players they are delivering, you will know the names. Lukaku, Company, Januzaj, we have Tielemans, 17 years old. Actually, what's happening? In the club, they now understand that investing in the academy, not only with money, but also with good programs, with a good structure, delivers a lot of money. So Anderlecht is becoming a very rich club.
Yes.
And I think you can do the same in Cyprus. And there's another thing in the background. You will be able to install more stability in an environment. Yesterday, for instance, we had a top game in Belgium, and the midfield of Anderlecht. We had Praat, Tielemans, and Steven de Voer. I had Steven de Voer for several years. When many people were watching that game, they said, this is not normal. The level of those players and the quality. And then you check also their value is unbelievable. So what is actually happening? If you have the courage to change a number of things, you will not only go to more stability, but you will also have an influence on the financial part of the problem. And I think when the people come to the stadium and they see their own players in the first team,
their confidence is sky high.
Absolutely. And this is something you have, because we were watching the game, and the atmosphere here is different. There's a lot of more emotion, but this is nice. This is actually the reason why you want to organize high performance games. No, according to me, with all my experience, and I had the luck to work with a number of top coaches, with the best teams in the world. Look, Andreas already knows me. I'm not someone who actually accepts all the offers. If I would do today, I wouldn't be at home one day in a year, because the last year I had about 100 flights. So now we launched the programs in the United States. You can see it, what we do. I will go next week to the UK. I still have AC Milan. We have a contract with Metz in France. We have Australia, and it's something. Look, when I met him, actually when we started to communicate, I felt something. I felt some passion. Actually, that's for me much more important than telling, look, I can now work for Arsenal or Man City. You need to feel that something can change and grow, and that's what fascinates me the most. And I think I arrived at the right moment in Cyprus. And look, I can't do it alone. It's teamwork. It's something we have to do with the local people, and that's, according to me, one of the most important things. You don't have to install a Belgian method in Cyprus. No, you only need a Cyprus version. No, but it's up to the local people. If we sit together, if we think together, you will develop the correct system, the correct method for a country. And then I believe, with what I saw, the skills and the talent, the potential, I believe you can go to a very high level. And why not? Jamaica has the best runners in the world. It's not a country with 50 million.
Very true, very true.
So
it's all about
same for Cyprus.
Okay. Right.